Hey, it's Lou, and I want to show you how to create a video with Descript. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use Zoom so you can see everything behind the scenes and see everything that I'm doing in Descript as I record and edit this video. And I'll do it as a promo for Descript so that you can see the whole process from start to finish. I'll shut off my camera right now because I'll be using the Descript camera. We'll see how this works with both Zoom and Descript. I think it'll be fine. All right, here's my Descript account. I'm going to click the blue new button up here. This is going to be, I could make it a remote recording, a quick recording, an audio project, or a video project. I haven't really tried the remote recording yet, but we'll come back to that later. For now, let's just call it a video project, and that's going to open up the platform here. And we don't have anything here yet, obviously. So here is where normally I would bring in a video file or maybe a text file, even an audio file. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the recording. So I'm going to go in here and record my camera and record directly into the script here. Now actually, maybe you can see it. I was going to say, because I'm showing you Zoom, you can't see that another screen opened up so that I can see myself on screen. But you'll see what happens as I start recording this promo. Hey, it's the Bortone, and I wanted to give you a heads up that we are doing a new, improved, all new live Descript course coming this March. We're going to talk about all the new improvements inside Descript, all the enhancements. There's all kinds of new AI stuff that's really cool. So we're going to do a whole new course here. If you've taken it before, that's great, but there's been a lot of changes. So we're going to show you all those changes. Whether you're a podcaster or a video creator or a content creator, we'll show you how to take all that content and turn it into really awesome professional videos into Descript. We're going to do a deep dive. This is going to be 6 modules, all taught live, all new for 2024. So you'll see exactly how we create videos in Descript. We'll show you how that we're turning podcasts into video podcasts, how we're taking longer videos and turning them into short clips. We'll show you how we're creating video shorts and videos for Reels, Instagram Reels. So if I make a mistake, I'm just going to stop and start over and take out all the ums and ahs. So join us this March for an all new and updated Descript Mastery course. The link is below, and I hope to see you inside. All right, so that's just a sample here. I'm going to stop recording. And what it's going to do now is basically transcribe my video here. So here I am on screen. Here's what it gave me as far as text goes. You can see it's not perfect. Hey, it's the bartender. No, actually I said Le Bortone. So I can go in here and just select that piece, and I can just hit correct and have it correct that phrase, because that's obviously, I mean, I could be a bartender, but in this particular case, I'm not. So I'm going to change the bartender to Lou Bortone and correct that. The next thing I'm typically going to do is take out my ums and ahs. So I'm going to go to actions up here, remove filler words. There's only a few, that's fine. We'll say remove all. I'm also going to go in here, now that I've done that, into actions and say shorten word gaps. If I paused or took too much time between words, I can shorten those word gaps. Anything longer than a second will get shortened to half a second. So I'm going to click shorten all. And then I'm going to go over and take a look at my screen. That looks okay. But when I click on my screen over here on the right, that opens up the audio effects. And I'm going to click on Studio Sound. Now, you may not be able to hear this through Zoom, but this is the before. Hey, it's the Bortone, and I wanted to give you a heads up that we are doing a new, improved, all new live Descript course. All right, I can edit this afterwards, but for now I'm going to go over here and click Studio Sound and let Studio Sound enhance the audio. It was a little bit tinny, a little bit loud, a little bit echoey. So we'll let audio effects do its thing with Studio Sound, and that's just a one-click fix. I can go in here and say, I said new twice, so I'm just going to go in here and take that out, delete it, and it will come out of the script as well. We're going to talk about new improvements, enhancements. This is all kinds of new AI stuff that's really cool. Yada. Again, down here where I made a mistake, I'm going to take that whole thing out, and I can just delete it, and it's gone. Now here, it's not showing the timeline, but if I click down here to show timeline, you'll see that the actual timeline and audio waveform show up here. Now, Descript, the great thing about it is that you can do probably 99% of the editing right here in the text. Any changes I make to the text will be reflected in the video, and that's really where the magic happens. So I'm going to take out this part because it was extra stuff at the end. I can edit the timeline too. I can go in here and drag this over. If I feel like there was too much space between the words here, I can just grab it and drag it backwards. Here's my tools for the timeline. So I can just pull that over a little bit. But for the most part, I think it's going to be okay. Let's see if Studio Sound made this sound any better. I've also got a little bit of space at the beginning that I'm going to take out here. I'm just going to select it up here. And
it's the Bortone, and I wanted to give you a heads up that we are doing a new, improved, all live Descript course coming this March. We're going to talk about all the new improvements inside Descript.
So that sounds pretty good. So right there, I've already improved the video. I've trimmed the beginning and end. I have added Studio Sound. I've taken out the ums and ahs. I've taken out the awkward pauses. I've deleted a few mistakes from within the text here. Again, I can make any changes I make here are going to be reflected in the video. Let's say I want to bring this, I'm going to call this Descript promo. Let's say I wanted to do stuff like add lower thirds. I can go up to the text up here and just add it maybe as a subtitle and type my name in here. Now it becomes a layer down here in the timeline. I'm going to add a shadow to that just so it shows up a little bit better. And then I'm going to take the actual layer here, and sometimes it's hard to bring it and grab it down here. Bring it down here and put it all in one line. All right, so now I've got my lower third. Now that actually down here in the timeline, I can move this little thing here to fade it in and out. Now I could, it doesn't have to show up the whole time. I could take this and say, I don't need to have my name up there the whole time. I'm gonna just take it to about here. So now in this part, my lower third name will not be in this section. If I decided that I wanted to put captions throughout this entire thing, I could just click on the T again, the text, and say add captions. Now this is going to show me the captions here.
Hey, it's the Bortone, and I wanted to give you a heads up that
now I can go in and with the captions, I can change the way these look. Right now they are what's called karaoke style. This is actually custom style, but they do have a karaoke version where it'll
doing
the words that I'm saying. I can have the other words come in. So you can customize this whole thing. You can move it around. If I was gonna use captions in this, I would probably, first of all, I would have this be gray so I can see these words a little bit better.
All live Descript course.
What I'd probably do if I was going to have captions is turn this into a square video, and I can do that really easily by going up here to the aspect ratio and video settings and clicking on square. That's going to give me some additional space. Now, first of all, I'm going to move my name back up to on screen. The background here is black. I could make that a different color if I want. I can make it white, which is fine. I could make it a light blue. I can really have whatever color I want here. And again, I can change my captions as well. I might even move the captions up top and change the style a little bit to karaoke. I just don't want this white background here, so I'm going to get rid of that and make that clear. You can see here where you can really tweak every little bit and piece here. And then down here, I've got this space. I could put a logo in. In this case, I think what I'll do is I'll go here to the shapes and add a waveform. So that way, waveform just makes it, shows where the audio is coming in and out. And again, I can lower that. So that way, if somebody's watching it with the sound off,
So we're going to do a whole new
They can
course
still
here.
see that it's a
If you
video,
think before that,
and they can see my text up here. So again, I can continue to customize this if I want. I can change the background to be nothing. I think I like that
it's
better.
great, but there's been a lot of changes. So we're going to show you all those changes, whether you're a podcaster or a video creator.
So now I've got my video, I've got my waveform, I've got my captions. The only other thing I might want to do here is add music in the background. So I'm going to go up to my files up here, and I'm going to look for audio. By the way, they have all kinds of videos, GIFs, images, all kinds of things that you can bring in here. This time I'm going to do audio, and I want to have some music in the background. So I can go in here and listen to different tracks. Some of these are a little much. Plenty to choose from here, plenty to choose from. I'll pick this one. I'm just going to bring it over here and drag it to the beginning of my text. You'll see a little note show up there in a moment. See, there it is. Now, typically it will bring the sound here down so that it's not going to overpower the vocals. However, it's still way too loud. So I'm going to click on it, and it's taking it down a little bit, but I'm going to take it down to 20 or even lower than that. So hopefully it won't overpower the words. Let's see how it sounds.
Hey, it's the Bortone. It's the Bortone, and I wanted to give you a heads up that we are doing a new, improved, all live Descript course coming this March.
That's not bad. I'm going to go to the end here. Again, I can move this up to show more of the timeline. And here's the end of the audio. I want it to fade out. So I'm going to grab this teeny little dot here and drag it over so that the audio fades at the end.
Mastery course. The link is below, and I hope to see you inside.
And that's it. I've got music. I've got captions. I've got my lower third here. I've got my waveform. Again, I can change all this however I want. The only other thing I could potentially do, takes a little while, but if I don't like this background, I can click on it and go to Effects and then click on Green Screen. What that's going to do is knock out this background. Now you can tell this is my real background. I just have a white wall with some blue lights on it. I don't even have a green screen, but this is going to completely knock out that background so that I can put a different background there. And once that knocks out the background, it's going to be a nice clean green screen. And I don't have a green screen back there. And then I'm going to go to Files and look for video. Again, I can look at backgrounds, or I can look at any video, or I could have an image. So if I wanted a background that was cool and animated, I can go through here and see a few different ideas. So let me pick this one. I just had to click on it, and that's it. Now you can see where it knocked out the background here, but it covered me up. I'm still there. I'm just on a lower layer. So what I have to do now is go to the layer order and say, send this background to the back. Now let's see how that looks.
Hey, it's the Bortone, and I wanted to give you a heads up that we are doing a new, improved, all live.
That's a really great green screen. Nice and clean. I'm not fading in the background, and I didn't even have an actual green screen. So I'm happy with this the way it is.
I wanted to give you a head.
And I'm going to click on the upper right here, Publish, and then just click Publish. And then I can export the audio. I can export the video. I can export the transcript if I just want the transcript. I can either export the video here, or I can just go back onto Publish and then just go to this download button here. So I usually do that because it's quicker. And then decide where I'm going to save it to. And that's that. So that's it. What did that take? 10 minutes, start to finish, recording, editing, exporting, the whole deal. Okay, that's it. So that's our finished video. It's square. I could have just as easily made that traditional size or portrait if I wanted to do it for TikTok. It's 1 minute and 8 seconds. If I wanted to do it for YouTube Shorts, I'd have to cut a little bit more out. But that's just a quick sample of what you can do with Descript with not too much of a learning curve and not too much time or effort. Obviously, the course will go into far greater detail and show you all the other cool stuff, like all the cool Ask AI features that you can do here, improve and rewrite, do a YouTube description, do show notes, do social posts. I'll show you all the different templates that you can use that Descript has to do all kinds of cool stuff here. So we'll take a full deep dive in this new live Descript class starting on Tuesday, March 12th. The details will be below, so check it out, and I hope to